You're ready to get your fix. Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? Are you ready? Are you ready to get your fix? With the Wicks here on this beautiful True Identity Tuesday, October 19th, 2021, and welcome to the show. Now, for those of you who missed out last Tuesday, I made the executive decision to start a new segment every Tuesday going forward throughout the rest of the 2021 NFL regular season. We're going to do this every single season after week 4 or week 5, but basically it's called True Identity Tuesday, in which I will dive into a couple teams every single week. The ones mainly I think that I should talk about, the ones that I think, hey, we know what this team is all about, all right? I'm doing this because, like I said, by this point in the season, all right, we all really have a good understanding of what certain teams are all about. There's still some teams that are up in the air a little bit. There's a lot of season left to play. Week 6 is now officially in the books. We're going to week 7 now on Thursday, and then obviously Sunday and Monday. But hey, there is 11 fucking weeks left. So a lot of time left for certain teams and other teams, I guess, to find their identity. But I feel like, hey, there's obviously some teams that we know exactly what they are about, and that's what we are going to talk about today. However, before we get to that, we had an awesome night last night, an awesome game, or a Monday night game between the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans, going right down to the wire. All right, so are you ready to get your fix? Well, last night, like I said, we had an awesome game between the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans, where the Titans actually ended up winning this fucking game. I don't know how. Basically, they just outperformed the Bills. They beat them 34-31, set my record from 11-2 to 11-3 on the weekend. That's awesome. Give yourself a round of applause. Logan Baumgart, owner of Full Chubb for the Get Your Fix Fantasy Football League, finished at 7-7. Hey, 500, not bad. Keep it going. You'll get better at this, I swear. Maybe you just have to take some pointers here and there. But on the other hand, I don't know what the hell Y4 or John, what his record is. He forgot to, well, I don't know if he forgot or just didn't see me asking for his game picks. I suppose I probably could have went back and looked at the video and stuff to see what he went. But I'm sure he did all right. All right, but I just know that I probably outperformed every single person that was with me on Friday, where we made our game picks. Back to this game, Titans over the Bills, 34-31. Now, this is a huge, huge win for the Tennessee Titans, okay? Because they've been struggling a little bit. It seems like, at least from my eyes, I should say. But the Buffalo Bills coming into this game, I thought, hey, there's no way they're going to lose this game, okay? They have an offense that is just amazing at this point. I mean, they put up points like it's nothing, just like the Chiefs did in the years past. Their defense is playing phenomenal. But last night, I think we've seen one person completely take over that entire game, and that was Derrick fucking Henry. All right? Derrick Henry won this game for the Tennessee Titans. Now, I really haven't been paying too much attention to the Titans this whole season, other than the fact that they just haven't seemed to figure things out to the full extent of what they did last year and the year before that, going to the playoffs in back-to-back years. But Derrick Henry is a fucking freak out there, okay? This man, I mean, right off the bat, first half, not that good, all right? There's the record there from John. He said he was 10-3, or excuse me, you can't be 10-3. You'd be 11. Well, I guess if we counted that Tampa Bay, you'd be 11-3. But anyways, back to this game. Derrick Henry was awesome. All right, 20 carries, 143 yards, 3 tutties on the ground. I mean, this dude's awesome. I think he even had it close to, like, I think it was 16 or 20 some receiving yards on the night. Looked awesome, all right? When he starts the game, the first half, it's really non-existent. He's not really doing too much. But then they showed this stat.
throughout the game, Derrick Henry actually gets progressively better. Okay, I think it was like 2 point something yards in the first quarter. Then it jumps to like 3 or 4 or something like that. And then it's 3 yards, and then it goes to 4 yards in the third quarter, and then it goes to 6.4 or something like that in the fourth quarter. So he progressively gets better. Where it's kind of like, how the hell shouldn't it be like the other way around? You're coming in fresh, you're not tired, you're not fucking hurt or dealing with something stupid. Shouldn't those be going down? Not for Derrick. Okay, Derrick Henry is a monster. I mean, this dude fucking took probably a 300-pound man that was running towards him and just stuck his arm out and shoved him on his ass. And when we all seen that one last year with Josh Norman, where Derrick Henry just fucking took him and just threw him out of the stadium, it looked like. I mean, this guy can do it all. Okay, that is the reason the Tennessee Titans won last night, solely because of Derrick Henry. Now, the Bills, they played just fine. Okay, they played the typical football we are all used to seeing. Their offense clicking on all fucking cylinders. I mean, they had a day, okay? Passing the ball, not running the ball, where the Titans actually had a day running the ball, helped them win the game. They did okay in the passing game, but obviously it doesn't matter at that point, I guess. But the Buffalo Bills did what they do best, throw the ball, have an amazing passing attack. Devin Singletary, Zach Moss in their backfield, and I believe there's one more, can't remember off the top of my head, but they each had like 20 or so yards. There's not another running back. It was Josh Allen was their third runner, or I guess guy who ran the ball and got yards on a rushing attempt, but all passing for the Bills, basically. Josh Allen, 353 yards, 3 tutties, 1 pick. Pretty good day, all right, I'd say. Won me the fantasy league last night. Got my first dub. I am fucking pumped up about that. Basically, I only won by 2, so that's a little scary, if my opponent would fucking take out Devontae Parker, put someone else in. I'm sitting at 0-6, but hey, that's right. Decisions need to be made. GMs are born during fantasy football. It is what it is. But, hey, 1-5 on the year for me. But like I said, back to the Bills. Emmanuel Sanders had an amazing day, 91 yards through the air. Stephon Diggs, 89 yards through the air, 1 touchdown. He was all over the field making plays left and right. Another guy who was making plays left and right was Cole fucking Beasley. This man continues to be a fucking Swiss Army knife out there for the Buffalo Bills. I think that's a perfect way to put him, because he's going to get you short yards, he's going to get you medium yards, he's going to get you a couple long balls there, he's going to get you a touchdown, which he did last night. 88 yards, 1 tutty. Really, really good day for the Buffalo Bills and their wide receivers and Josh Allen. Throwing the ball, I guess, rushing the ball, it wasn't there. If they get that running game going and they establish that run game early on, figure something out, I think this game goes the other way. I think the Bills actually take this one. But the Tennessee Titans had the perfect game plan out there, okay? Just keep everything in front of you. Don't get beat by Diggs and all these guys. I mean, they obviously did. It's Stephon fucking Diggs. Which, by the way, I have to kind of say this. The announcer, I can't remember who it was last night, but this was super, maybe kind of uncalled for, but Diggs scores a touchdown, okay? It's his second of the year, and the announcer's like, hey, let's go. Diggs finally got his second touchdown of the year. He only had 1. He now ties his brother, Trevon Diggs, who is, by the way, a defensive back. And I was like, nice. Good for you. Like, what? Okay. But Diggs finally reached the end zone. I was actually skeptical. I wanted to fucking trade his ass if he didn't get into the end zone. But after last night, I'm like, okay, we'll just keep him in the lineup. Probably not going to trade him. He is my number 1 receiver. Got Chris Godwin. He's fucking, what it is what it is. Godwin's just, it's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer receiver. Anybody's going to go off at any point. But, hey, plain and simple, this game last night was just, flat out a battle between the Titans and the Bills, going all the way down to the wire, where ultimately the Titans took over, won the game 34-31. If the Bills would have just kept the pressure on after the first half and somehow figured out a way to stop Derrick Henry, because that's basically what happened. In the second half, Derrick Henry just fucking kept going and kept going and kept going, and then fucking game over. Titans win at home in Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. They are looking pretty solid for the most part, I guess. After this win, they're okay. They're not a bad team. They're not a great team. Okay, they're a good team. They're a team that might surprise you, but they're also a team that's like, okay, well, they could win this game. If they don't, I mean, we understand Buffalo Bills are still fucking pretty good. But the Tennessee Titans sitting at 4-2 now. They have an interesting 3 games coming up where I think we're really going to understand the true identity, and that's what today is all about, the True Identity Tuesday. We're going to know the true identity of the Tennessee Titans after these next 3 weeks, hopefully, because, I mean, they got the Chiefs coming up, then they got the Colts, and then the Rams, okay? So the Chiefs and the Rams are 2 games where it's like, this is going to be, you know, a nail-biter. Like, who's going to come out, who's going to end up victorious? And I think the Titans can easily win these games, as well as easily lose those games as well. The Colts one, that's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a division battle. I'd expect a big, big fight out of that one. So who knows? We could see the Titans sitting at either, you know, obviously 7-2, 4-5, maybe 6-3, something like that. But they have an interesting 3-game set coming up for them. And that, I think, is what we're going to, or when we're going to find out what this team is all about, other than obviously Derek fucking Henry being the man down there in Nashville for the Tennessee Titans. But Tennessee, good win, 34-31 on Monday Night Football, where now Week 6 is over and done with. Now we look forward to Thursday, where the Denver Broncos take on the Cleveland Browns. This should be a good one. Browns probably going to win, even though they have a laundry fucking list of injuries. Nick Chubb out, Kareem Hunt out, Baker Mayfield dealing with a torn labrum or whatever the fuck it is. But he said he's going to play. I still think that's going to be problematic for him. I think that's going to cause a lot of issues, especially if he goes down wrong. I mean, we've seen it last week, or I said this Sunday, I should say, where he had to go out, thought Case Keenum was going to come in. Baker's like, nah, I can play. We're good. So it'll be interesting how that one goes on. But back to True Identity Tuesday. Let's get it kind of rolling, all right? We know the Titans have these 3 games coming up where we're going to figure out what their identity is. But I think we've figured out a couple teams' identities already. And starting right off the bat, we got the Green Bay Packers. All right, this fucking team. I mean, hey, 5-1 to start the season. Their only loss coming to the Saints in that massive blowout, 38-3. We were like, what the fuck happened here? What is going on with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers? A lot of people were like, does Aaron even fucking care anymore? He's going out there, he's smiling, he hates football. Like, this dude just wants to be done and over. He hates the Green Bay Packers. What the hell? Comes out, wins 5 fucking straight, and now people are like, oh, we might be okay. I like this. Well, you're going to be just fine. Okay, Aaron Rodgers loves football, especially with the fucking discount double check in the end zone where he took the knee. That was awesome. And then he gets up, sees a bunch of fucking birds out there, and he says, you know what? I fucking own you. I still own you. That is awesome. Don't remember a time where I ever, or I guess I don't remember any other quarterback in the league doing that same shit that he just did. And this is going to be remembered forever. Just like, you know, fucking that Randy Moss celebration where he goes out and he decides to moon the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau. That was awesome. That is my TV screensaver when my screen decides to go fucking black and it's like, yeah, you're not watching right now. So it's Randy Moss just mooning the Packers. Love it. And then, you know, we got T.O. and the popcorn celebration or the phone celebration with another receiver and stuff like that. But the Green Bay Packers coming off a big win. I guess not really big, but I mean, it is a division game, so it is kind of a big win. 24-14 over the Chicago Bears. They have 5 wins, like I said, this season against the Lions, the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Bears. So they're looking good. They beat a couple good teams. They beat a couple shitty teams, obviously. Aaron Rodgers, though, is having fun, and when he's having fun, I mean, the Green Bay Packers are dangerous at that point. We've seen it last year, I think at the full extent, or maybe not at the full extent. I think we're starting to see Rodgers really flourish into this guy that's just like, he's always been this, okay? But he's going out there having fun, winning while doing it. I mean, he's a former MVP, coming off back-to-back 13-3 seasons, okay? Back-to-back, I believe, NFC championship games as well. So it's like, you get Aaron Rodgers going, if he's having fun, if he's smiling, if he's fucking discount double checking, saying I still own you to the Chicago Bears fans and the whole Chicago nation out there, whatever, they are going to be dangerous. And I think I mean, for this team, the last 2 years, we've known what their identity is, okay? I hate saying this. I'm sorry for the Minnesota Vikings fans out there, but hey, Kings of the North. It's plain and simple the last couple of years, that's what they've been. Okay, 13-3 seasons, Vikings haven't done shit. The Bears have spurts of looking like like a good team. All right, but Green Bay, they're the Kings of the North. Okay, they're 5-1 at this point. 6 games in the season, got 11 left to go. They're gonna roll. Okay, look, they do have a test going forward though, a little bit, not too bad. But I mean, this is going to be a big test for them. I think who other than Aaron Rodgers, I mean, who can handle this other than Aaron Rodgers, like, better than anybody else, obviously. They have a bye, obviously, coming up, or until the bye, I should say. But they have the Washington football team, okay, they are currently 2-4. They're second in their division, tied with the Philadelphia Eagles. I know, I seen that, and I'm like, how the hell are they second? I mean, they do got the Giants, who are doggy doo-doo, and they got the Eagles, who should be better than what they are. Okay, they don't have a defense. That's basically the gist of that. And, you know, Washington is just like, okay, you have this defense, and you're not doing anything with that defense. Ryan Fitzpatrick's out. Taylor Heineke's still balling. He's doing his thing. Wide receivers are dealing with a couple injuries here and there. Terry McLaurin's still balling. You need Curtis Samuel back, though. That'll help tremendously. Ricky Seals-Jones, their tight end, he's having an okay day or okay year since fucking Logan Thomas decided to get hurt. But T's and P's to him. But they got Washington football team. They should win that one. Okay, I mean, plain and simple, unless Washington's defense decides to play out of their mind, okay, that game. Then they got the Cardinals sitting at 6-0, okay? Probably going to be number 1 in my power rankings after this week because the Buffalo Bills just lost to Tennessee Titans, and I think the Cardinals are and might possibly be the real deal. I still think, you know, I don't think there's underrated anymore. I think a lot of people, a lot of analysts, a lot of experts out there thinking, hey, this is a good team. This is a good Cardinals team. It's the first time they're 6-0 since the 1974 St. Louis Cardinals. They weren't even in Arizona at that time. So, I mean, this is huge for their organization. But they got the Cardinals there, their second game. That is going to be a tough one. Okay, that's going to be a back-and-forth battle. Who knows what's going to happen? I will talk about the Cardinals in a bit, but Kyler Murray is just a fucking freak out there. You stop him, I believe you stop the Cardinals. Okay, that defense is still going to be pretty solid, okay, for the Cardinals, but I think you can find a way to win that game. I think the Browns would have found one if it weren't for the fucking refs just getting fucking flag happy out there the whole day. Other than that, they got the Chiefs sitting at 3-3. Okay, the Chiefs, it's like, what's going on here? We know their identity is basically get a fucking get a defense. Okay, just get a defense. A defense that can play exceptionally well, because their defense is looking just like looking like shit out there. Okay, obviously, they looked a little bit better second half against the Washington football team, but they got the Chiefs sitting at 3-3. You know, that's gonna be a tough one. Then they got the Seahawks sitting at last in the division, which is awesome and crazy. Okay, they're at 2-4 right now, but this is a Seahawks team who is out. Russell Wilson has been out without Chris Carson the past couple weeks. Okay. DK Metcalf's having not really issues out there. I think it's just mainly figuring out Lockett, DK, which one's going to have a day. And I think that kind of gets, you know, into the quarterback's head a little bit, thinking, fuck, I got to get this guy the ball. Okay, I got to try to get this guy the ball. And I think it's one of those situations where you're looking at a Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods, like, woo, which one's going to go off today? Which one's going to have a day? But that'll be a good one for the Green Bay Packers. I think Green Bay would win that one as well. Then they got the Vikings at 3-3. I think Green Bay can handle that one unless our defense plays out of their mind and we're completely healthy. I think other than that, Green Bay probably wins that. But then they got the Rams. Okay, the Rams are 5-1, second in their division behind the Cardinals right now. But the Rams are looking good as well. Okay, Cooper Kupp, Matthew Stafford on the same page. Tyler Higbee's starting to get going. That defense is flying around. Jalen Ramsey making fucking plays. Aaron Donald being the best Aaron Donald he can possibly be out there. One of the top defensive tackles to ever play in the National Football League. So that is going to be a good one. But right now, I think what we know about the Green Bay Packers is, hey, They are the kings of the North, unless some fucking shit goes wrong or goes sideways for them. As of right now, they are the kings of the North. They are going to make the playoffs because they're probably going to win the division. All right? I mean, that's a give me. Okay? It doesn't matter what your record is, just like fucking last year. Watch the football team and that whole, I think it's NFC West division, I want to say, maybe East, if I'm wrong. No, it's NFC East, excuse me. But yeah, they got a tough stretch, but I think Green Bay is going to be, all right after that stretch. Hey, if they lose a couple of those games, if they lose to, say, the Cardinals or maybe the Chiefs, they could be the first team to fucking dethrone the Cardinals and make sure that the Cardinals don't remain undefeated. So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be an interesting one, but I think, like I said, Packers' identity is the kings of the North at this point in time. Now, another identity we kind of figured out for the most part, because we know what the Chiefs are all about, right? Putting points on the board like it is nobody's business. That's what they're doing. Okay, they're gonna, like fucking last week, down 10-13. Okay, they come back, they beat the Washington football team 31-13. They put up 21 points like it was nobody's business. How you doing? Keep it moving. They fucking just, controlled that entire second half. But the first half, it's like, what the hell is going on with the Kansas City Chiefs defense? And that has been the story this whole fucking first 5-6 weeks of the NFL regular season, is where is this Chiefs defense? What is going on here? They got to figure something out. Their corners are getting beat. Their linebackers are nowhere to be found. Their defensive line is basically the only thing that seems like it's holding that defense together. Their offense, just fine. All right, they added Josh Gordon. He probably will start getting going. It's going to be tough, though, with Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill and fucking McCole Hardman out there. But the Chiefs, basically what they are is they're going to, I'd say they're going to win their division. If not, the Chargers will. The Chiefs will get a close second, probably make the playoffs. More than likely will make the playoffs. But I said this yesterday, they ain't going to the fucking Super Bowl. They ain't going to win one, okay? Their defense is way too bad to even think about putting them in the Super Bowl. They have to make a couple moves, okay, in the next week or two, okay, before I think it's November 2nd, I want to say is the trade deadline. They got to find pieces over there. They got to find somebody who can actually play consistent fucking defense for 4 quarters. Okay, not just the last 2. They got to figure that out. I think they will. Okay, Andy Reid's a smart coach. Okay, they have a good defensive coordinator. They have a good offensive coordinator. Now it's just putting the pieces to the puzzle together, and they'll be just fine. They are sitting currently at 3-3, but like I said, their defense needs help, and they have an interesting stretch where they could either go fucking straight to the top of their division or straight to the bottom of their division, and then we really know, hey, the Chiefs aren't shit, okay? But I'm not saying that at this point in time, but their stretch basically goes the Tennessee Titans coming off a huge win to the Buffalo Bills, who actually beat the Chiefs, so you'd think, maybe the Titans can beat the Chiefs, all right? Well, who knows? That's going to be a fun game to watch, especially if Derrick Henry gets going, and especially with the way that Chiefs defense has been playing. If Derrick Henry gets going early, we could be looking at a 200-yard our potential game from Derrick Henry, and that would be fucking awesome, okay? But after that, they got the Giants, shitty-ass team. Get them out of town. They're going to win that one. Chiefs, obviously, that's an easy dub. Then they got the Packers. That's going to be a fun game to watch. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron fucking Rodgers. Who's the best? Who's better at doing what they do best, being at the quarterback position, all right? That is going to be a fun game to watch. From this point on, after that, I mean, they got the Raiders, okay? The Raiders, really don't know what to think about the Raiders, especially after all that John Gruden nonsense. Fucking, he gets shipped out of town because of his fucking, he's on the computer over here just sending emails left and right, disgracefully, just doesn't care what he's saying. And he's out of town, but Rich Bisaccia comes in, fucking, give me that dub. How you doing? Keep it moving. He leaves with the win. Raiders are sitting at fucking 4-2 at this point in time, so that's huge for them. That is going to be a game. We've seen the Raiders take at least one from the Chiefs in the past. Okay, so expect a game, especially with the way that defense of the Raiders has been playing. Max Crosby has been playing out of his mind. Okay, those corners are playing top-notch football, but it's going to be tough against the Chiefs with Tyreek Hill, who can run literally right past anybody you put in front of him. He's still not faster than Derrick Henry, who reached 21.8 miles per hour, which is the fastest recorded stat, I guess. I don't know how you want to say it, in the NFL at this point in time so far. Not like a past seasons, only this season. But after the Raiders, then they got the Cowboys, and the boys are fucking, I mean, hey, they're rolling, okay? The entertainment team, the Dallas Cowboys, okay, doing a whole bunch of winning, and they're going to keep it that way. They're going to win that division. We know their identity, top of the fucking NFC West, I believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's one thing that in my mind, I know the teams that are in each division, just don't know the division title all that great at this point. But hey, that's okay. I'm just here to fucking give you guys your fix, all right? That's basically what it is. But they got the Cowboys. Cowboys, that's going to be a fun one because the Cowboys, I mean, fuck. Dak Prescott's throwing fucking 400-plus yards every goddamn game, throwing fucking a 3. Thank you. They're a Weller, NFC East. But they're looking solid. Trevon Diggs, fucking 7 picks in 6 games. I mean, Jesus. Give this man the defensive player of the year award. Just kidding. Don't do that because apparently, I don't know if this is the right stats. I've just kind of been seeing this around. He has led up the most yards, I think, by an NFL cornerback in the NFL as of right now. Okay, those 7 picks are awesome, so he has made up for that yardage. But I mean, we've seen that Nelson Aguilar pass fucking beats Trevon Diggs easily, scores a touchdown. But that is still, I'd expect that one to be a good one. Now, the Chiefs have wins against the Browns, the Eagles, and the Washington football team. So they beat the Browns, all right, in game 1, I believe. That was a close one, barely coming away with a win there. But then they beat the Eagles and Washington football team, the 2 teams that are just like, what's going on here? I mean, the Eagles don't have a defense. Jalen Hurts is balling out. If they have a defense, they're probably doing a little bit better. Washington football team has defense, but aren't doing shit at all. Okay, letting teams fucking put up 21 points in the second half, not scoring a single point in that second half against the Chiefs. But then the Chiefs also had losses to the Ravens, the Chargers, and the Bills. All right, so that's going to be interesting, okay, how that all pans out. The Chiefs are, I mean, hey, look, they've lost 2 really good teams, okay? Ravens are 5-1. Chargers are 4-2. Bills are 4-2. I mean, it all goes down to, can that defense play? And can they play consistent football for 4 quarters? That's what they need to do, and that's what they need to understand going forward. And I think they'll get that through their minds. I mean, it is Kansas City Chiefs back-to-back Super Bowl contenders. Does have one Super Bowl. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes has it. But, hey, they got an interesting stretch coming forward, and we'll see really what the Chiefs are all about if that defense can figure shit out. Another team, okay, that blew our fucking minds on Sunday, beating the goddamn Los Angeles Chargers 34-6 like it was nobody's fucking business out there. The Baltimore Ravens, okay? Now, going into this season, I basically said, hey, look, Ravens aren't going to do shit if they can't figure out their fucking passing game. Figure that out, okay? Get a passing game because your run game is fucking phenomenal, all right? It's great, all right? Well, you know, some unfortunate series of events leads to 3 running backs, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill, all fucking out for the whole season, so they have to bring in 3 more. Devontae Freeman, Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell is wearing number 17. It's just a weird number for a running back. But, I mean, basically what this team is all about, all right? They're 5-1, beat the piss out of the Chargers, like I just said. But this team revolves around Lamar Jackson, okay? Lamar Jackson, if he's going, and if he gets hot early on, it's going to be really hard to beat this team. They have a pretty solid defense for the most part, okay? They are missing, I believe, Marcus Peters in a big way. Marlon Humphrey's still out there balling, but, you know, with Marcus Peters back there, I think this team is actually a serious contender in the NFL, and I think at this point in time, we can actually say they are a serious contender in the NFL. 5-1, I would have never expected this. I thought, you know, hey, look, we're looking at a 500 team, maybe just above 500 a little bit. Who knows? I didn't think they were going to win the division. I still thought this was going to be the Browns division. Then maybe the Ravens are at a close second, or the Steelers at a close second. Then maybe the Ravens. But Lamar Jackson, dude, I mean, that's the Ravens. There's nothing else to say about it, basically, besides their identity is Lamar Jackson. You stop Lamar Jackson, you beat the Ravens. That's plain and simple. That's at least in my opinion. Hopefully for some of you guys out there, you're thinking the same thing. But literally, if you don't stop Lamar, it's either A, you're having a really close game and it's going to go right down to the wire like it was against the Las Vegas Raiders, or B, I mean, they're going to beat the shit out of you. That's basically what's going to happen, okay? Like, that's plain and simple. Lamar Jackson is the Ravens' identity. You got to stop him, and nobody really has found a way to do so other than the Las Vegas Raiders. I mean, there's been teams kind of trying to slow him down, but Lamar, I mean, with his fucking, the way just everything about this man. I mean, a lot of people would say he's not the ideal quarterback, obviously. Okay, they thought coming out of college, he's like, hey, he's more of a running back. Well, no. He's fucking Lamar Jackson, the quarterback. The man can still throw exceptionally well. I mean, he has Marquise Hollywood-Brown, Sammy Watkins, Rashad Bateman's healthy. All three of those guys are getting into the mix of things. Their tight end is going off. Mark Andrews starting to finally pick up pace a little bit for him. So the Ravens are looking good. Looking real fucking good. They beat the Chiefs, the Lions, the Browns, the Colts, and the Chargers. They've only lost to the Raiders like I just mentioned, but they have won against some pretty good teams, okay? Including AFC teams. The only team that really wasn't good that they didn't beat, or that they beat, was the Lions. I still think the Colts have some hope there because T.Y. is finally back in the building, and we've seen the difference he made. Granted, they did play the fucking, Houston Texans, and they're not, I mean, Davis Mills, I'm sorry, man. It is what it is. Sorry for Deshaun Watson's fucking stupid actions off the field, if they're even true. Hopefully they're not, but we'll see how that all ends up going, or working out. I'll see how that ends up working out for him. But, I mean, the one thing about the Ravens, though, about, like, other than Lamar Jackson's identity, is, like, hey, they haven't played any division opponents, okay? But they will play all of their division opponents in the second half of the season. Not really a second half quite yet. It's getting close to that halfway mark, but I think it's close enough to say that. But they got the Bengals, okay, this next week. That's going to be a fun one. I still think the Ravens probably come out on top unless the Bengals continue to play like they have. That offense just fucking clicking, in which we're going to get to them in a little bit too. So then they have the bye. Okay, and that's a good resting point. Maybe sitting at 6-1, maybe sitting at 5-2, more likely 6-1, obviously, at least in my eyes. So that's good. Then they go play the Minnesota Vikings. For whatever reason, the Minnesota Vikings like to make games close, but it's gonna be, you got to stop Lamar Jackson, and it's gonna be tough. I don't even know. I'm not 100%. Sure, if the Minnesota Vikings defense can handle Lamar Jackson to the full extent, they might stop him a couple times here and there. But I mean, it's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a barn burner. That one's gonna be tough. But I think Ravens ultimately win that game. Then they got Miami. Okay, the Dolphins. Ravens probably win that one. Dolphins I don't know what's going on over there. They had no Xavier Howard, no Byron Jones against the Jags, so that could have helped them win that one potentially. But at the same time, it's like this Miami Dolphins team just got the shit beat out of them by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are, fucking full of superstars over there. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, put up a little bit of a fight here. Come on, you're in the NFL. Do something. Tua, I don't know what to really say about him other than I have his fucking jersey. Dude just has to figure his shit out, and he'll be fine, okay? But after the Dolphins, they got the Bears, okay? Then the Browns. That'll be a good one. That's finally another division battle. Then the Steelers, and then the Browns again. So it's like, we know what the Ravens are right now. They're Lamar Jackson. Stop Lamar Jackson. Okay, and I think that has been the story for the past couple of years now for the Baltimore Ravens, stop that run game. But really, we're going to find out what the Ravens are in the second half of this season. Okay, so right now their true identity is obviously Lamar Jackson. We'll figure it out going forward after the second half of the season, what this team actually is. Do they win division battles? If they win these next, 1, 2, 3, 4 division battles in the next 7 games, we're looking at a good team. We're looking at a team that will make the playoffs. We're looking at a team that could put up a fight for a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson has had 2 heartbreaking losses in the playoffs against the Tennessee Titans. Sorry, sucks. You're still young enough, though, to try to get to one. But with my boy Brady still playing in the fucking NFL, it's going to be a tough one for you to do so. But think the Ravens, as of right now, like I said, their identity is Lamar Jackson. Stop the man. If you can't, you're losing. All right, or it's gonna be a close, one right to the end. Okay, right there. But going off the Ravens and their division opponent, the Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, I think we kind of know a little bit about this team. All right, they're 4-2. They just beat the Lions 34-11. They had a close game against the fucking Green Bay Packers in which they lost. They also lost to the Bears in the second week of the season after beating the Minnesota Vikings in a close one. They also beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nobody thought that was going to happen. I mean, that was just that was an eye opener. Thinking, oh shit, the Bengals might be a fucking team here. Hey, good for them. All right, but they beat the Jags and the Lions. So it's how good is this team actually? All right, but I still think this is a solid football team. Okay, they're gonna go out there and they're going to play they're gonna play the hardest they can. Okay, they're gonna go out there and put 110% every single Sunday, Monday, and Thursday, whatever the case may be. But they're gonna go out there and they're gonna play tough nose football. Okay, that offense fucking clicking on all cylinders. Joe Mixon fucking getting it done on the ground. Jamar Chase says he can't catch the ball in preseason. What do you know? The man fucking leading the rookie receivers right now in catching or receiving yards and stuff like that. He's looking phenomenal. Joe Burrow's having one hell of a season. Just needs to fucking slide every now and then. Otherwise, he might probably get fucking decapitated or something. I don't know. But their defense is playing really well. Have probably the top safety duo in all the NFL with, I believe it's Justin Simmons. Or not Justin Simmons. That's fucking the Broncos. I'd have to go look at it. But they have a really good, I think it's Von Bell and who the fuck is that dude? But it's Von Bell and they have another good safety over there looking really solid. Or Jesse Bates, I think is what his name is. So they're good, okay, offensively and defensively. They're going to put you through a tough 4 quarters of football, okay? It's basically what their identity is. They might win, they might lose, but they're going to play some tough, hard-nosed football every single week, and that's what we've seen these past 6 weeks, sitting at 4-2, coming off that 34-11 win over the Lions, who stink. They're bad. But they have a tough 6-game stretch coming forward. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one to kind of see what happens for the Bengals, because they got the Ravens. That's going to be a tough one, probably lose that. But then they got the Jets. Okay, probably should win. And the Jets, who knows? Maybe the Jets get a dub there. Who knows? All right, that'll be an interesting one for Zach Wilson to go out and probably potentially ball out. Then they got Browns, and then they got Raiders, Steelers, and Chargers. So they got a tough 6-game stretch coming up. It's okay, if we know anything about the Bills at this point, it's they play tough, hard-nosed football, but we're really going to know in the next 2, 3, 4 weeks, hey, this team might fucking make the playoffs. They potentially have the chance to do so. And if they do, hey, fucking good job for the Cincinnati Bengals, because they have been bad for quite some time. I mean, they had that one year, I think it was 2015 or 2016 or something like that, maybe sooner than that, where they went 8-0 or something crazy, or 13-0 to start the season. It was just, or no, it was probably 8-0. Definitely not 13-0, because they would have went to the fucking playoffs and did their thing. But they've been pretty historically rough franchise for getting wins, and the season's going how they want it to go compared to what it actually is going like. But like I said, they have a tough 6-game stretch, but right now they are clicking on all cylinders. So they're going to play tough, hard-nosed football, and they're going to take it right to that 4th quarter, right to the final couple minutes there in that game, or in any game this season. The Cincinnati Bengals, they're a surprising team this year. They're one of the most surprising teams I think I can talk about, or that I can actually say are really surprising, because sitting at 4-2, I thought at this point maybe they'd be 2-4, all right, something like that along those lines. But good for the fucking Bengals, man. I mean, they're good for them. That's basically all. I mean, new jerseys, fucking new wide receiver. All right, they have T. Higgins. Don't know what the hell he's doing. Probably not doing the greatest, obviously, because I've never really had to talk about him. Maybe he has to go fucking score 7 touchdowns in a game, because that would be ridiculous. That would make fucking national news. But Bengals looking pretty solid at this point in time, I'd say. All right, they're going to play tough, hard-nosed football. That is the Bengals' identity at this point, sitting at 4-2. So lastly, we got the Arizona Cardinals, sitting at 6-0, probably going to be number 1 in my power rankings. No, they probably will be. The Bills have a tough loss against Tennessee Titans. Let them fucking Derrick Henry run all over them. Made it look easy out there. But basically, it goes right back to what the Ravens are. Okay, this Cardinals team coming off a win from the Browns, 37-14. Where the Browns probably could have made it a game if the refs weren't fucking throwing flags or getting flag happy out there. But Kyler fucking Murray, this dude. I mean, he's a fucking video game character out there, just like Lamar. I mean, you got to stop Kyler Murray. Okay, don't let him fucking throw the ball. Because if he throws the ball 10 times out of 10 or 9 times out of 10, DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, Christian Kirk, fucking Rondale Moore are all going to come down with the ball, and you're screwed. And once they figure that out, once they put fucking 30 points on the board, they're like, you know what, let's give James Conner and Chase Edmonds a chance to run it up the gut. Give them a touchdown or two. And that is basically what the Cardinals are. You got to stop Kyler Murray. And if you do that, good luck on offense, because their defense, their defense is good. Byron Murphy Jr. is looking solid. Isaiah Simmons is playing out of his mind, too. Chandler Jones, I think he's dealing with some sort of an injury or something like that. He's probably still balling out. J.J. Watt's looking pretty solid for the most part. That defense is going to be a tough one to stop, especially if they keep playing the way they have been, okay? That is a very, very tough-nosed, hard-working, fucking put-you-in-the-dirt defense over there, and it's going to be tough, but like I said, it goes right back. If you stop Kyler Murray, you have a significantly better chance to win that game. And I think that's what the Cardinals are all about at this point, 6-0, Kyler Murray and their defense. That is their identity. Their defense is awesome, looking like a top defense in the NFL, even though the Bills, I think, are at this point. Maybe the Cardinals are now after the Bills just lost last night. But the Cardinals are a good team, all right? But they also have another interesting stretch all the way up until their bye. They got the Houston Texans. They'll fucking shit all over them. How you doing? Keep it moving. Go to the Green Bay Packers. Should be a tough one. Green Bay could fucking dethrone them there, all right? Cardinals are going to go 7-0, basically. They don't even have to play this game next week to have me say that, okay? They're going 7-0, going into Green Bay or whatever it is, or wherever the locale is of that. Packers could dethrone them 7-1, but if they don't, they could be 8-0. Then they got the 49ers, another team who's capable of sending these Cardinals down the totem pole, giving them another loss, okay, moving from maybe 7-1 to 7-2, or maybe from 8-0 to fucking 8-1 or something like that. Then they got the Carolina Panthers, should beat them, but the Carolina Panthers defense, that is something to worry about over there, because they're playing awesome football, and by that time, Stephon Gilmore is going to be playing for them. It's going to be very interesting. C.J. Henderson's over there. That is a good defense, okay? And I think the Cardinals are one of those teams that are going to be just fine against that defense, obviously. But at the same time, it's like, what if they stop Kyler Murray, can't get that passing attack going, can't get that rushing attack going? It's like, well, fuck. Or, God damn it, we got to pick off Sam Darnold like the Vikes did the very first play of that game. And Sam Darnold, you got to make sure he doesn't do his thing, because if he does his thing, they more than likely win. Chuba Hubbard, I don't know. At that point, I think it would be 7-8. At that point, I think Christian McCaffrey's actually back. He's on IR at this point, comes back like week 10. So that'll be an interesting game, especially if Christian McCaffrey is back and healthy. DJ Moore's out there, Robbie Anderson. That'll be a fun one. Then they got the Seahawks, okay? The division game. Seahawks are last in their division at 2-4. Starting pretty rough, I'd say. This season. But the Cardinals should win that game. Okay, Russell Wilson probably going to be healthy at that point. Their offense is going to finally have that chemistry built up where they're going to know exactly what to do and how to do it against that Cardinals defense. And then defensively, it's like Seattle's got to figure it out too. They don't have a defense. It's a shame. Not really. All right, that 12th man is probably out the window now. It's really nothing over there because they're good. With Russell, basically. That's what they are. That's their identity. That's been their identity since Russell Wilson was drafted from the Seattle Seahawks. But I think after this, you're looking at a Cardinals team who potentially sits at 9-0. No, 11-0. Maybe 10-1. And that's big, because at that point, they're going to the playoffs. They're probably winning their division unless the Rams continue their fucking tear. They're sitting at 5-1 right now. But, hey, the Cardinals are the real deal. okay? And I've been riding them for the last 2 years since I started doing this show. Like, hey, watch out for the fucking Arizona Cardinals. Last year they didn't really do much justice. Barely missed the playoffs, I think. But they are looking solid this year, starting at 6-0. The Cardinals and Kyler Murray are fucking rolling. That is their identity. Stop Kyler Murray, just like the Ravens stop Lamar Jackson. So with that being said, after an 11-3 weekend, tied with my co-host on Fridays for the Get Your Fix Fantasy Football League, Y4 or John, we are both at 11-3 total after week 6. Full Chubb has no Chubb. It is fucking 7-7, 500. He needs to do his research, needs to figure some shit out, maybe get some pointers, not from me because I ain't telling him my picks until we get to the show. He needs to figure his shit out. All right, but hey, after an 11-3 week, I'm feeling great. Moving into week 7. We might be back here tomorrow, depending on some news going out. But for sure, we're going to be here Thursday on the show in a different location. Basically because the Browns play and Full Chubb wants to, have a little family get-together, if you will. All right? And so that'll be fun. We'll do the show there for Thursday night. Get the preview out and get you guys all amped up for some fucking Thursday night football, And then, hey, we'll also be here Friday for Fantasy Football, Friday for the Get Your Fix Fantasy Football League. And yeah, so go enjoy the rest of your night. The Wild, I believe, are playing their 3rd game of the season, sitting at fucking 2-0. Beat the piss out of the LA Kings, beat the piss out of the Anaheim Ducks, now looking to take on the Winnipeg Jets, in which they should beat the fucking piss out of them as well. Looking to start the season 3-0. I'm excited. You should be excited. Let's have one. Have a great rest of your evening, or night, I should say. And you just got your fix from the Wicks. Thank you guys, and have a great one.